Happy Sunday. I hope you all have had a great day. Come on in, everyone, as we tackle our new topic for the week. If you are new to this program and this page, let me get myself situated. There we go. Oh, where'd I go? My name is Beverly Johnson. I am the owner of Genesis Fitness, located here in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, if you're still sitting there going, where is Huntsville, Alabama? It is at the northern part of the state. We are the home of NASA military three dynamic HBCUs, Oakwood University, Drake State Technical College, and the amazing, the illustrious Alabama Agriculture and Mechanical University. So if this is your first time dropping by to this page, I just want to take a moment to just welcome you and thank you for coming through. Now, I'm sure you can tell that my voice is a little raspy today. My allergies, under no circumstances, will let me. Hey, bestie. My allergies, under no circumstance, will let me be great. So I do apologize up front if my voice sounds a little gravelly. And with that in mind, I probably won't go as long as I normally do with the broadcast because I just feel like nature hates me today. I feel like I have been seasoned like a piece of lemon pepper chicken. I just feel like one eye is itching. So if you see me like this, it's not personal. It's not you. It's just nature hates your girl today. So to jump right into the topic, we're going to talk about for a few minutes today. Why is it sometimes that we struggle to lose weight? And a lot of times you will start off strong. Everything seems to be going well. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like your body just hits a wall. And it's like your body goes, I'm done. I'm not doing anything else. And I know from firsthand experience that can be, hey, mama, that's my mama, y'all. She love her baby because I love her. Okay, focus. So a lot of times you'll sit and you're drinking the water, you're doing your exercises, a brick wall, just, and it is in that space where it is so easy to get frustrated because to a degree you don't know what else to do. So understand me, let me preface all this first. This is not intended to replace medical advice. If you're in a space where you need to get a physical, please get a physical and find out exactly what may be going on because you may have a vitamin or mineral deficiency that is preventing you from losing weight, or you may have hypothyroidism, which means your thyroid is really slow. Because if you have a hyperthyroid, you will drop weight. You can't hold weight. But if you have a hypothyroid, it tends to be very slow. So welcome, Dexter. I am so glad that you dropped through. I hope that you find today's topic very knowledgeable. And if there's a topic that any of you all would like to see, send me a comment or just put it at the bottom and I'll do my best to give you whatever information that you are looking for. When we did before Easter about the FUPA, that was a topic that was requested, and we had a great topic. So if there's a topic you're interested in, just send me a note or put in the comments, and I'll be sure to screenshot it. So in our dilemma of why we struggle to lose weight, sometimes you may hit a weight loss plateau. It happens to everybody. What kind of, I don't know what that emoji is, Deasia. It won't let me. I won't see it. So can you resend that for me? Because it has the what kind of blank deficiency, I can't see it. So when you send that one back, we'll please, because I would like to see it. When we hit a weight loss plateau, sometimes you've been in a space where you just started your workout program, you lost water, you lost inches, you were in it to win it. And just like Donna alluded earlier, you hit a brick wall. Now, oh, okay, that's good. Okay, okay. What kind of deficiency? I think I'm gonna get to that. Hopefully, I hang on. Um, that when your body weight, we tend to fluctuate a few pounds. Oh, that's okay because I saw the emoji pop up and it's not showing on my side, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. And a lot of times, when your body starts to fluctuate, where 1 minute the scale says you down 4 pounds, you get on the scale 3 days later, it looks like you're up 4 pounds. And for women, this is not uncommon. It depends on what we're eating. It depends on our hormones. And especially, it depends on if we are retaining water. And it also may mean in some cases that it is possible to gain muscle at the same time you're losing fat. So if you are in a space where you're kind of starting to experience a plateau, where you don't feel like nothing's working, I will encourage you at that time to possibly, one, don't get discouraged, because a weight loss may be explained through that you're gaining muscle. You may have undigested food, which means nature hasn't taken its course, or you may have a fluctuation in water, which means you're retaining water. And sometimes for women, it can be a combination of all three. So I will encourage you to be careful from weighing yourself every day, because I've learned firsthand that is a surefire way to get discouraged and just throw the whole process away. Number two, and this is something that I see often, is that are you tracking what you eat every day? Because if you're tracking what you're eating every day, it is a harsh reality. One, I know I've said it before, but let me see if I can find it again. One good app that I use is my Fitness Pal. And I won't pull up my information because I want y'all to see what my goal is. But my Fitness Pal is a way you can track your water. No, we can't throw the scale out the windows. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But I will allude to this, that a lot of times, even though the scale may not be budging, you may have what is called a non-scale victory, which means you're starting to see that your clothes are getting looser. You may start noticing that you're not getting as fatigued as much as you used to. You may notice that you're sleeping better. So those little things along the way are reminders that you are progressing in the right way. So the scale may not move this week, but you may discover that as we prepare for hot girl summer, that your jeans that you couldn't fit in a few months ago, you're good to go now. So don't, Donna, don't throw the scale out the window. Just scale back how much you weigh yourself. Number two, keep track of what you're eating. And again, this is not an ad, but a good thing about a food tracker is that you get to see how much protein you're consuming, how much sugar, how much sodium, as well as you can count your exercise. So a good space is, if you're really kind of struggling, it is a great accountability tool for you to sit down and figure out, what am I eating? And yes, liquid calories count too. Now, what are your liquid calories? That's the big latte frappe that you may get from your favorite establishment. And if you go to certain establishments, the latte frappuccino can average 600 calories. So if you're on a diet and you're like, oh, I'm just going to consume 1,500 calories, add that 700 that you just had from the frappe latte chino. Ooh, yeah, yes, ma'am. You have to factor in. So if you're gonna have your favorite coffee, and that, depending on the size, let's just say for assumptions, you're going with a medium. That's 700 calories. That's 3,500 calories additional a week. And so if you're not tracking your calories, and you don't low, and you're not counting your frappe latte, Lord, my allergies, your frappe latte chino, that's gonna be a new one. You're underestimating your caloric intake. So that's 4,000 calories you're not even factoring in. So yes, you have your tracker set up and say, I'm just going to do 1,500 calories, but you're not included the 3,500 you're consuming each week. Because to lose a pound, you have to burn 3,500 calories. So your frappe latte chino is equivalent to the pound that you need to lose. So one thing to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable, and it's going to be hard the first week. It was hard for me to sit down and realize how much snacking I was doing. But when you start having to hold yourself accountable and look at it, because the fitness tool is going to tell you that was too much sugar today, that was too much salt today, that was too much, you were doing the most today. And so what I would encourage that in your goal, give yourself a release valve of a cheat meal or a cheat day. I normally go with a cheat meal on Friday, and that's normally Mexican, Thai, Vietnamese, something that I normally wouldn't eat in the course of a week. The next thing that you're probably doing is you may not be eating enough protein. Eating protein can boost your metabolism by 80 to 100 calories per day. And a lot of times, if you're loading up on your protein, you also feel full faster. Ooh, that could have gone sideways if I said that fast. Ooh, glad I slowed down. And so when you're having your protein, that's what keeps you going. Because if you've had in the mornings, again, no dig to any of these products. Let's say in the morning you had a big cup of coffee, a frappe latte chino, 700 calories. Then you had a Pop Tart, and that was 500 calories. You in that morning had 1,200 calories for breakfast, and none of them had nutritional value. So you had your frappe latte chino. You've had, oh, so y'all like my frappe latte chino. You had your frappe latte chino. You've had a Pop Tart, and now it's around 9:30, 10 o'clock, be it in the office or at home. Now you're like, I need a snack. And so you'll get something else loaded with sugar. And then when the sugar crashes at lunch, you're like, I need lunch. And so then you'll go get chicken tenders and probably some fries from a certain establishment. And so now by lunch, you've maxed out your caloric intake for the day. And none of it had protein. None of it was nutrient dense, and none of it sustained you throughout the day. So then you got to go to the vending machine or back to the kitchen, and then you got to get a candy bar and then something else. If you're in the South, you got to get some sweet tea from McDonald's. So then candy bar 300, sweet tea from McDonald's 300, another 600 calories. So by 3 o'clock, again, you've topped out at 2,500 calories, and you haven't even eaten dinner. So it is not, so when people say there's no way that I can eat 3,000 calories a day, you can do it and not even realize it. So when you say scale back, I always encourage you to start with little victories. So if you're always having the soda and a candy bar for your snack, change that to fruit. If you're having a frappe latte chino and a Pop Tart, switch over. Yes, Sean, black coffee is good for you. And so when you're starting to make these choices, that's how you end up running into a brick wall. And it led right into the other reason. You're eating too many calories. Everybody's body is different. And so for me, my whole family, we're grazers, which means we will snack to our heart's content all day. And I know other people that they're 3 solid meals a day and they're good. So it'll come down to figuring out what works best for you. Yes, get rid of the Pop Tarts. They are the devil. It's a lot of sugar and and absolutely no nutritional value. And so when you're looking at what you're doing, part of this is going to require you to have, we always say at work, a come to Jesus meeting, but part of your journey is going to require all of us to have a moment of honesty with ourselves, that you can't have Thanksgiving dinner every night. You can't have Christmas dinner every night. Every lunchtime cannot be a feast. You can't treat yourself every day because majority of our culture now, we're sedentary, which means we sit all day. So if you're consuming 3,000 calories, 3,500 calories all day, and you're not moving, you're not exercising, it's not going anywhere. It's just not. Another one, and we're going to go into what can we do to make it better. Women, it's okay to lift weights. Part of our wellness journey is that we do not do enough strength training. Strength training is an effective way to lose weight. So let me just preface, when I say strength training, I'm not talking about going and working out from here. Because a lot of times we will work out in what's called the mirror muscles, the ones that you see in the front. And so you'll work your arms, you'll work your stomach, and you're through. Meanwhile, your legs look like this. And so an effective, you out here looking like SpongeBob's best friend. No, you can't be SpongeBob's best friend. That's Squidward. So you're looking like SpongeBob. All this is built up and you got two little stick legs. So an effective workout program should include the total body. And so lifting weights is an effective way to lose fat. Let me read this one right quick, Dexter. It prevents the loss of muscle mass often associated with weight loss. Dexter, what can I do? What can I do? I work hard in the sun doing swimming pools, but I also want to know what else can I do because I'm 5'2" and it seems like I cannot get. DM me, Dexter, and let's talk about it because it sounds like you are on the go a lot. And so it'll come down to making sure, are your meals balanced? Can you take meals with you? And are you made, what's your normal day? So if you could, let me start that. DM me and let's go into further conversation. Donna, don't skip leg days. Rising sun. Rising sun. Rising sun. I will say normally they ask that before you go to bed, you should allow yourself, your body and yourself time to digest all of that food. Normally for me, I invert my meal plan. If I know I'm going to eat a heavy meal, I'll put it at lunch to give my body time to process it and let it ride to do what it needs to do. Because for me, a heavy meal in the middle of late at night, A, I'm going to have a bad dream. B, I'm going to be John Wick in my bad dream. 3 through 10, I'm going to be John Wick in my bad dream. And I'm being an assassin in these streets. So I have learned that I cannot eat a heavy meal late at night because I am John Wick in my dreams with my black suit. I am Baba Yaga, full stop. So if you're going to have what y'all are you're judging me, and I feel it. You're judging me. Yes, I am Baba Yaga. Yes, John Wick, black tie, everything, because you killed my dog and you stole my car. Why? So you telling me when y'all don't have bad dreams at night if you eat heavy food? Because apparently when I eat a heavy meal at night, I have the wildest dreams. And yes, D, it lands on John Wick. It's always, or I'm the Equalizer, the one with Denzel in it. I'm an Equalizer. I'm John Wick. I'm smooth with the tube. But I recognize that's because I eat late. So rising sun, I would suggest if you're going to have a heavy meal, back it up a few hours and cut it off before a certain time. Most people suggest don't eat after 6 or don't eat after 6:30. But with my schedule, I don't eat dinner to 7:30. So I've had to put my heavy meal at lunch and the lighter one. Basically, I have dinner for lunch and lunch for dinner, if that makes sense. But that's how I have to do my schedule, because otherwise I am straight Baba Yaga and everybody catching all this smoke. Mhm. That's just what it is. And the last one that may be hindering why you're, what if I cut red meat out? That's a good one. In my own personal journey, I cut out red meat and I felt 100% better because I noticed it was slow to digest, as well as it was creating inflammation for me. Which, when I say inflammation, I noticed my joints were hurting. And so I had to make the decision, if it's making me sick, I need to make the call to let it go. So if you're ingesting foods like red meat or pork or whatever processed meats you're consuming, if it's making you sick, you have to have the determination to let it go. Even if you decided to cut back to a smaller 1 day a week, twice, just limit your content, you will start noticing the difference. Yes, Dexter. I don't. If you go to my page, Genesis Fitness, let me do this. And see if I can go to my business page, and we can communicate there, because I'd like to know more about what's going on, and I don't want to give you just a random off the wall question, a random off the wall answer. So yes, getting rid of red meat, you will notice a difference. I noticed the difference within 2 weeks. I stopped eating pork. This is probably a decade ago. Can you drink too much water? Yes, you sure can. That is an actual thing. You can drink too much water. So when they have the metrics about how much you should drink, I would say tailor it to your body, because you may not actually need a gallon of water. But if you're outside and you're in the heat, you need to make sure your intake is conducive to what you're doing. So you don't want to just be drinking water for water's sake and your body's not telling you. Rising sun. I'm a cross country. Woo! Do do. I have never had that question. Let me write. Where's my pencil? You know what? Let me write that down and get back to you, because that is a very good question. Healthy truck drivers. Because as a cross country truck driver, you all are in a unique position where your job is you're sitting down all day, and your food is pretty much whatever you pick up along the way. That is a good question. Let me see what I can find for that. Sean D, I'm about 230. Okay. How tall are you? If you want to share that. So, what are some ways that help improve what you're doing? And the first thing, and I know a lot of people often don't believe it, but one thing that often helps with your weight loss goals: go to bed, go lay down, go to sleep. Because when you're not sleeping well, your body cannot do the reparative maintenance that's needed for you to replenish yourself. And when you're not sleeping well, that means you get up the next morning, you want the frappe latte chino, you want the Pop Tart, you want the fully loaded soft drink, you want the candy bar, you want the chips, because your body's you're trying to keep yourself. I know a lot of people that have insomnia, Donna. So you're trying to keep yourself going and going and going. And without proper rest, your body can't heal, which means your body is always in this state where I think it's your cortisol levels are always high. And without proper rest, you go in this vicious circle, need sweets, need frappe latte chino, need Pop Tart. Oh, I'm crashing, need soda, need Coke. need sugar. Oh Lord, I done gained weight. Oh, but I'm sleepy. And oh Lord, I'm sleepy and I'm hungry and I'm sleepy. And so you end up in this vicious cycle that you can't get out of. I would say about, oh, no worries, no worries. And so I noticed the better night's sleep I get, my cravings go down. I wasn't John Wick in my dream, unaliving people. I was not having any problems, because lack of sleep leads to high blood pressure. It can lead to coronary problems. It can lead to other things because your body's trying to compensate for lack of sleep. When I was in the military, they held on to this thing of you need 4 hours of sleep. And yes, you can function on 4 hours of sleep for about 3 good days, about three. And on day four, you're going to hit a wall that you have not hit. I still remember the day that I had a Mountain Dew, and I have not had one since because it shot my sugar level up so high. I was at my desk like, and I will never drink another one. No, sir. So part of this journey is making sure you get enough sleep. Two, limit your junk food. I'll never tell you to cut it all out because for some people, it may be a process for you to start limiting your junk food because your palate has to start changing. That if you're used to the frappe latte chino and the pop tart, it's going to be strange shifting to oatmeal and a banana because your palate hasn't prepared for that. Because you think back, even when we were little, the first thing that we were introduced to that made our day is sweets. Mountain Dew is drinking gasoline. Mountain Dew is gasoline. It is gasoline. It is pure sugar and caffeine. Um, Another thing, I think we talked about the medical condition, and it's something. This last one is something we don't always talk about: eating mindfully. And when I say eating mindfully, that means if you're able, you're at a table or you're at a setting somewhere where you're minimizing the distractions and you're enjoying your food. Now, again, I was in the military, and there were certain times if we were in the field and having exercises, they would tell you, hurry up and eat. And so the equivalent of your eating is, I don't know if you saw the little meme with Squidward and the food's just flying in. When we were in the military and we had certain actions going on and we had to get back in, you go through the line, eat your food, shovel it in, hope it stuck, and get back out. So you could eat in less than 5 minutes. And I didn't realize I was doing it until I got home. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. And my uncle was like, did you chew? And so eating, yes, Donna, eating fast became a habit. So I would be at the table like, blah, every day, every day. And my uncle was like, are you chewing? Because it didn't look like you chewed. But I had to shift my mindset and slow down. So sometimes slow down, minimize the distractions, chew your food, be aware of what's going on, the flavors. Okay, let's just say it like it is. When we're eating something good and you're sitting there and you start rocking and you do, that's when you're eating mindfully because that's when you're enjoying the food. When you're like, this right here, she put her foot in it. That's when you're experiencing so when you're like, So when I'm saying eating mindfully, when you have those moments like that and the food's like, oh, that's when you're enjoying it. Now, every meal won't feel like Big Mom made it. Because my niece, even though she's the younger one, she is honorary Big Mom because she can make a macaroni and cheese that y'all will fight for. But she puts her elbow, knuckle, and foot in it every time. And her satisfaction is watching us all go, because we're eating mindfully. So slow down and enjoy your food. Mindless eating is one of the reasons that sometimes it becomes challenging for us to lose weight because we're on the go. We're on the go. Like if you know you have to be someplace and you're standing in the kitchen eating, you're not enjoying your food. That's how I see. Rising sun, what you know about greens and cornbread? And some Kool-Aid. And so when you're eating mindfully, you get that little rock going. You just, or you're like, That's when you're enjoying your food. So as best as possible, slow down and enjoy your food. And the last one, and it's sometimes that people don't always think about. Oh, say less, Rising Sun. You from Louisiana. Oh, I'm sorry, Noreen. Put their foot in it. It's an African American colloquialism, which means the food is beyond scrumptious. And it is by far the ultimate compliment you can give the chef. When you tell someone that they put their foot in it, it is the ultimate compliment that they have gone above and beyond this moment of eating. That's when the whole room goes silent. When everybody hits the happy zone, everybody stops talking. So that's when you say they put their foot in it, the whole room stops talking. You're like, hey! Nobody stops, nobody talks again until you're like, ooh, I need something sweet. And then everybody goes to sleep. Typically, you'll see this experience during all holidays, Easter, Mother's Day, Christmas, well, any day, really. Any day. And the last one I want you to think about why you may not be losing weight is that you may be dieting for too long, which means that you have operated in such a restriction for so long that your body may be going into survival mode. And so if you've been losing weight and you've hit a plateau, sometimes you need to take a break. And when I say take a break, you need to let the safety valve off, which if you're always trying to get down and say, I'm just going to eat 1,200 calories every day. I'm going to eat 1,400 calories every day. You're hitting a plateau. So it may be in a space where you need to change your diet. You need to change your workout, because I'm just in my truth, eating grilled chicken and broccoli and rice day in, day out. If that's how you're meal prepping, that becomes tedious and that becomes boring. And so the challenge is to make sure that you're having meals that are tasty, that have variety, and it's something that you can join. Sean D, I would like to lose. Send me a comment, Sean, at Genesis Fitness, and we'll talk about it, because as we get older, it is that midsection for everybody. And so as we get older, we kind of, everything sits right here. And so that's sometimes not through fault of our own. This is my guest, the pair. Sometimes as we get older, our weight gets right here, and it can be through no fault of our own. Sometimes it's genetics. Sometimes we're super sedentary, and sometimes it's a combination of all of it. So it is something worth looking at. And so lastly, thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you're going to get a frappe latte chino, y'all don't go nowhere asking for that, because that is not a real drink. Do not pull up at your local coffee house and, let me get a frappe latte chino, because it ain't real. More than anything, when you're looking at why are you losing weight, why you're not, consider that you may have plateaued, and it may be time for you to change out your workout. Which means, please, Donna, don't go. I like to get a frappe latte chino grande. They were like, what? Where'd you hear that from? The girl on the internet said frappe latte chino. Don't do that. So if you've plateaued, it's time to change out your workout. With my clients, every few weeks, we're changing it out, because once you get used to one thing, I got to switch you out and push you higher. So if you're going to the gym and you lifting the same weights week in, week out, till your body's like, here come no 4 pounds. She's going to walk for 22 minutes. Or she's going to do the Stairmaster for 18. You have muscle memory. And one thing you have to do is push yourself out of your comfort zone. Number two, look at how much protein you're consuming. Because if you're not, you're robbing yourself of nutrients that will keep you full fat longer. That's a better word. So be mindful of that. So again, if you're having a frappe latte chino with the Pop Tart and the soda and the chicken tenders and the waffle fries, you're having no nutritional value. And so you could be doing all of the right things, but it may not all be strategically happening together. So the goal is to have all your things happen in alignment in a strategy. Lastly, for women, don't be scared to lift weights. There is nothing to fear. All of us are built different. So you will not look like you're about to compete for a bodybuilding competition. You are not going to look like the Hulk from the Avengers. But what it is, my goal is for all of my clients is to help carve out and reshape you. I'm gonna say I don't mean it like Pygmalion, but to be in a space where we accentuate the positives, where we work on your trouble areas, where we work on definition. And so don't fear weights. So don't fear. It's nothing to be scared of. I've been lifting 15 years, and no one will ever confuse me with the Incredible Hulk. Maybe Loki, because he's annoying and I got my ways. Maybe Loki. Let me write it down, Sean. But never David Banner. And lastly, track your foods. Have the courage to hold yourself accountable and measure your food. That means, oh, Donna, I love lifting. I lifted after I finished walking today. Lifting makes me happy. Why? It just does. I can't explain it. So when you're factoring all this in, don't be scared. Don't be afraid to hold yourself accountable. So if you're looking for a food tracker, I'm putting it in the comments. One that I use and I have great results is MyFitnessPal. They have a free option and they have a premium option. You don't have to use the premium option if you don't want it. Don't feel you have to. It gives you access to other tools, but don't feel the free one is good enough. I've used Spark People. So there are options available. The key is having the courage to go do it. And lastly, mindful eating. Enjoy your food. Enjoy the dinner that Big Ma and your auntie put their foot in, and you can just sway from side to side. Enjoy your meal. Enjoy it. Slow down. Put the phone down, and just be present with your food. So next month, it's hard to believe it's May already. Next next month. Yeah, because I'm already in May. May is already booked out. We have some amazing things. Our favorite resident therapist, the one and only Miss Veronica Pearson, will be back next week, and we will, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So next month, I'm dedicating it to mental health awareness and self-care tools that we can incorporate into our lives. So stay tuned. Next week, we have Veronica Pearson, Entrepreneur Spotlight, tentatively with a few great people from, I'm not going to tell y'all, just have to see it when it pop up. So the goal is next month, mental health awareness and mastering self-care. Self-care is not lavish. Self-care is not expensive. That could just mean that for on a Sunday evening, you put your phone on Do Not Disturb and watch a movie. Rising Sun. I want to. We'll schedule a consultation. Let me write that down, because I won't commit to it now until I actually have a full consultation, and we'll talk about, see if your goals are doable and if I'm compatible with what you're looking for. So again, thank y'all so much for joining me. I feel like I'm about to go to the upper room because my allergies are on a million. I'm getting ready to go walk my dog to go back out in the pollen and be seasoned like a piece of lemon pepper chicken. You all have a great evening. Have an amazing week. And I don't know, I may pop in midweek just to see what y'all up to. Thank y'all so much. See y'all later.